This is the Atomstack X7 Laser engraver. It's a 5-watt ultra-thin laser machine. I'll be doing a complete review of the machine to help you understand what this laser can do. I'll also show you some of the interesting stuff that I made using this engraver. So hello guys and welcome to Mellow Pine Lasers. The Atomstack X7 is priced at $389 and they also have a 10-watt Pro version of the X7 that costs around $600. I would like to thank Atomstack for sending us this laser for review. Just to be clear, this is not a sponsored video. So let's go ahead and open it up. Let's start with laying out the extrusions for the frame. I'll start with the two short extrusions. The one with Atomstack printed on it should go to the back side. Place the extrusion with the printed side facing down and then keep the other short one down with the holes facing up. Make sure the holes are on the outside edge. Now, take the longer extrusions and place it in its position to complete the rectangle. These extrusions have a cut on one side of the hole. This is for allowing the screw head to pass through, so make sure these are on the outside edge. Also, make sure the measurement markings are facing downwards with the 0 at the front end. Once the pieces are in position, insert the screws through the holes on the long extrusions and attach them to the short ones. Flip the frame, pick up the gantry and slide it onto the tracks on the longer side of the frame. The controller goes to the left side of the frame. We will also be attaching foot brackets to the other three corners. The entire structure stands on these foot brackets and the controller. Use two M516 screws on each leg to attach it to the frame. You'll need one M56 screw and one M514 screw to attach the controller to the frame. With that done, we'll install the belts. Now the easiest way to do this is to take one end and pass it under the wheel and out. Do this on the other wheel as well and pull both ends till they are tight. Once the belt is in place, use the square washer and screw to fix it. Make sure there is moderate tension on the belt. Do this for the other side as well and install the end caps. Attaching the laser module to the mount is pretty straightforward. It is adjusted using one screw. Finally, we connect the stepper motors, the limit switches, the laser module and the offline controller. And that completes the assembly of the machine. All that's left now is to configure it with the computer. Plug the card reader with the memory stick that came in the kit into your computer. Navigate to the folder with the Laser Gerbil software and install it. Open up Laser Gerbil, head over to Tools at the top and install the CS340 driver. After installing the driver, connect the laser to your computer. Open up Device Manager by pressing Windows+R, type in devmgmt.msc and hit enter. Now look for the CS340 device and note down its COM port number. In my case, it's COM5. Go to the port selection box on the top left on Laser Gerbil, select the COM port number and click Connect. If it says alarm over at the status bar, click Reset and you are good to go. Atomstack X7 is a 5-watt diode laser engraver. They also have a Pro version which uses a 10-watt laser. Both machines under the X7 series have an open frame design with an all-metal build. The Atomstack X7 costs $389 and the Pro sells for around $600 on their website as of now. Comparatively, X7 and X7 Pro are priced cheaper than their popular alternatives Xtool D1 and Ocho Laser Master 2. Looking at X7's features in detail, it has an all-metal build made of anodized aluminum, and 4 of those profiles make up the chassis or the frame. The frame is thick and it has a good quality feel to it with good rigidity. The machine weighs around 9.5 pounds and has a footprint of around 22.5 by 23.5 inches. You can engrave on workpieces that are around 410 by 400 mm, which is about 16.1 inch by 15.75 inches. They also sell an extension kit for around $120 which can expand the work area to 33.4 inches. Looking at the linear motion, Atomstack X7 is belt driven across the X and Y axis, and each of these axes is driven by a stepper motor each. The gantry is supported by rollers that run through the channels along the linear rails. It doesn't have a dual drive mechanism but uses a rod to connect the belt drives on both sides to prevent racking. Coming to the laser module, X7 uses a 5-watt diode laser. It is powerful enough for most engraving applications. If you also want to do some light cutting, you will have to make multiple passes. The 40-watt power is the input power. The actual power that you get is 5.5 watt as stated on their website. However, the label on the laser module I got mentions the laser power as 5 watt. X7 series of laser machines use quadruple laser compression technology, which uses 4 lenses to compress the laser beam to a small size and allows it to have a spot size of 0.08 mm. The X7 Pro has a spot size of 0.06 mm. If you're looking for a cheaper alternative having a 0.08 mm laser spot, Sculpt Furnace 6 Pro, Comgrow Z1 and LE400 Pro from Kintook Tools are solid options. The laser module has a focal length of 30 mm and has a high depth of field. This helps you cut thick materials like 15 mm plywood. I tried cutting acrylic and was able to make a keychain out of 2 mm thick black acrylic. It took 4 passes to cut through at 300 mm per minute and 100% power. I engraved glass after painting it black at 300 mm per minute and 100% power, and it took around 50 minutes to engrave a 2x2 design. On wood, it took about an hour and a half to engrave a 4x6 photo. X7 has a fixed focus laser. The focusing method is simple and easy. They give you a 3 mm acrylic focusing film that you place on top of the workpiece. Then you loosen a single screw on the front of the laser head, move it down till it touches the focusing film and tighten the screw. Atomstack doesn't provide any laser safety goggles with the X7. However, the shield blocks out most of the reflected beams, and unless you look at the spot from a really low angle, you don't need to worry. But wearing a safety glass while operating a laser is always recommended, and you can use any safety glass that can block laser light with a wavelength of 455 nanometer. Looking at the controller and electronic components, Atomstack X7 uses an ESP32 chip. It can function as a standalone system and doesn't need a computer. X7 also comes with an offline controller with a 3.5-inch touchscreen. You can perform most functions like running a job, jogging and homing the machine, adjusting power and speed, etc. The controller has features like microSD slot, e-stop switch, power and reset button. The offline controller is an added advantage of this machine. Most diode laser machines in X7's price range don't come with an offline controller. Atomstack X7 has limit switches on both the X and Y axis that help you home the laser head. The wires are covered in a protective jacket and they give you zip ties to secure them properly. Looking at the software part of the machine, Atomstack X7 is compatible with Laser Gerbil and Lightburn software. Laser Gerbil is free to use but only works on Windows OS. On the other hand, Lightburn is a paid software and it can work on Windows, Mac and Linux OS. If you're more into engraving images on the workpieces, Laser Gerbil is a good enough software. But if you want to cut materials, I would recommend Lightburn as it is much more flexible in working with lines. Talking about the upgrades, Atomstack has multiple upgrade options available for the X7 laser machines. This includes a rotary roller, honeycomb working table, work area extension kit, and tower extension for increasing the height. If you buy the rotary roller, the tower extension comes with the kit. Atomstack also sent us their rotary roller. It is easy to set up and use. I was able to engrave a glass on the roller and it came out pretty good. I also tried using it with my other lasers and it worked fine. The tower is attached to the legs, and on the front left corner, the controller mounting itself doubles up as the leg. so you can't really fix the tower extension properly on the front left corner. Or it could be because I didn't know how to put them on properly. If you guys know how to do it, please mention it in the comments below. If you look at the assembly, it took me around 20 minutes to put this together. Atomstack also provides an instruction manual to help you do it. Atomstack offers a 1-year warranty for the X7 Laser engraver. You can contact Atomstack through email, and they also have a dedicated Facebook group for Atomstack X7 users where you can view and share ideas and find solutions for common issues. Overall, the Atomstack X7 is a good laser engraver for beginners and hobbyists as it is easy to use. The build quality is really good, and it has an extension kit that allows you to work on large workpieces. If you want a faster machine, you can consider the X7 Pro. So that's about it. I have planned videos on a lot of laser machines and also on project ideas, so hit that subscribe button to not miss out on those. If you want more interesting stuff on lasers and CNCs, do check out mellowpine.com/CNC. Thank you for watching.